Neon Struct die Augen der Welt is a wholly non-violent love baby of Deus Ex and Thief. Imagine that you never became superhuman in Deus Ex, but only had your wits and your awareness skills for the entire game. There's a fabled playstyle dedicated to this notion, the Luddite, who plays through Deus Ex without any powerful augmentations. It's the hardest way to play, but Neon Struct has this Luddite mode turned on throughout the game. Neon Struct teaches you how to get stealthier by ranking your performance at the end of each level, but unlike most games, you aren't becoming more powerful with upgrades. So if you score an A or S ranking for a level, it's because you got better. This is a great achievement for any video game, when the game never lets up on its difficulty, and you grow more talented instead of the game just making you feel more powerful. The score ranking is subtly brilliant too. Knocking out guards drops your letter ranking down to an instant B. While it may be kinda easy to get away from an alarmed guard, you're down to a C if they go from a question mark status to an exclamation point status. If somebody finds the body of a guard you knocked out, you're down to a C. There's no gray area on the are they still breathing or not? It's kinda like real life. How if you incapacitate somebody, they're not still okay. Simply put, the game makes you value your enemies by rewarding you for not hurting them. Neon Struct force feeds power junkies disappointment sandwiches with his evasion-centric stealth. You get some stimulants and tools that are very important in remaining unseen, but they're all so rare that it's often more wise to hoard what you have left. Cloak and silence stims are pretty obvious, but my favorite tools are the Hudson Scrambler, which distorts vision, and then there's the Displacement Orb, which teleports you to wherever it's tossed. This reminds me of another underrated stealth game from the last 6 months titled The Marvelous Mistake, where you get a tossable teleportation pod. Check it out if you have a chance. David Pittman made Neon Struct all by himself. I'm sure his brother helped, and he had a lot of help from musicians and artists, but David did all the heavy lifting, and this isn't the first time he's done this. Eldritch was the first time, and that game is phenomenal, by the way. It's this one-man game simplicity that keeps Neon Struct and Eldritch in this powerfully nimble space that allows David to accomplish tasks that have eluded game developers because of the impossibly large budgets and scope that larger video games take to make. Nobody's gonna write emails to mom about how breathtaking the graphics are in Neon Struct, but that's okay. You're playing something like this for the thrill of not getting caught. The audio isn't much better than the visuals, despite the charm of Home Conversion's soundtrack. Many of the sound effects are yanked straight out of the exact files used in Eldritch, including the pain yelps from when you're hit and the sound of tossing geocache tokens to distract guards. By the way, geocaching in real life is not terribly fun for me, but in this game, it really grew on me. I never got an S ranking for going the extra mile or finding all the geocaches in all the stages, but I appreciate that the game has this small reward for exploration. The ending of Neon Struct fixes Deus Ex's greatest problem: non-consequential final choices. It's no spoiler to say that Neon Struct gives players an opportunity to see how the game's events panned out for all the major players. And while those decisions aren't aggregated over the full course of play like Dishonored's chaos tracking, it's nevertheless a powerful illustration of clean, simple design. And that's what Neon Struct really is. Clean, simple design. Oh, I have to say, butt sliding is my favorite way of getting around. In Neon Struct and in real life, press the crouch button just after the sprint button to quietly slide on your tush about 20 feet. Man, I wish I could do this on real life without any harm to my rump. If you're fast and disciplined, you can run through whole sections of the game without making a peep. It's a skill, I'd say, but it also may be a cheap exploit in an otherwise difficult game. Neon Struct is a must-play game for any serious stealth snob, and it's absolutely too dry for the guns a-blazing crowd. It solves a lot of the problems facing the stealth genre, including how to keep it from turning into a power fantasy, and how to take respect for the enemy lives to even greater depths by encouraging a wholly non-violent approach. As a final aside, if you're looking for a game that's critical of the surveillance-preoccupied nature of current foreign policies, this game will make you feel very good about your tinfoil hat. For plus 10 damage, Neon Struct gets an 8.0. For more on interesting games like Neon Struct, stay tuned to plus10damage.com.